I remember when I was very young. My mom and I were walking through the gardens at Disney World. I was a neat freak when I was young. Every time I saw any kind of trash as my mom and I were walking, I would say, "Uh-oh, Mama," and I would expect her to pick it up. I was about 2 at this time. Our memories don't really form until age 4. So do I really remember this, or do I just feel as if I do because I've heard this story so many times? Before we dive into how memories can be changed, let's start with how memories are formed. All conscious memories are either semantic or episodic. Semantic memories is our knowledge. This is your memory of vocabulary words for school, remembering how to speak your second language, etc. Episodic memories is of what we experience. The story I just told you would be an episodic memory, if of course I actually do remember it. Can we really create false memories? Yeah, we can. This is called false memory syndrome. Elizabeth F. Loftus, who is a researcher and professor of cognitive psychology as well as human memory, tells us that it is possible for the brain to create entirely new memories from scratch. This has been proven with experiments using healthy people. While it is possible, most false memories that are created aren't created on purpose. What are some memory construction errors that we have discovered? Misinformation and imagination effects, suggestion, source amnesia, emotions, and recognizing false memories are all ways our memories can be distorted. What are misinformation and imagination effects? They incorporate many different ways that a person's memory can be altered. Misinformation effect occurs when a memory has been corrupted by misleading information. One study performed on this involved a car crash. Different test groups watched a video of the same accident and were later asked questions about it. The questions asked had the same meaning but were phrased slightly differently. One group of people were asked how fast their cars were going when they hit each other. The other group was asked how fast the cars were going when they smashed into each other. The first group was more likely to estimate a lower speed than the second group. The second group was even more likely to recall broken glass even though there was none. The way we phrase our questions can subconsciously alter memories. Have you ever created scenarios in your head about what you would do or say in certain situations? Oh, come on, don't deny it. We've all done it. But did you know that the more you imagine the same situation, that scenario gets implanted in your brain as a memory? This is called the imagination effect. Suggestion can be a very serious thing, implanting false memories into people, especially young kids. Suggestion happens when someone suggests to you that an event took place, such as, "Don't you remember?" or "Think really hard and tell me if this has happened to you." This is all cool, right? But the scary thing is once the suggestion gets implanted to your memory, you can't go back. There have been studies where kids are asked to think really hard and see if they remember getting a mousetrap stuck on their finger. At first, the kids would say no, but after weeks of this, several of them started to remember, and then they would come up with vivid details about their new memory. Now on to source amnesia. Picture this. You walk into the kitchen where your mom is making lunch, and you tell her this random fact you remember from learning a while ago. But when she asks you where you learned it, you can't remember. Have you experienced this? Well, if you have, you've experienced source amnesia. This happens to everyone at times, especially my mom. You might be thinking, how can emotions disrupt our memories? Well, the emotion in which we are feeling is how we remember our memories that happened at a specific time. So, if you are angry one morning, you might remember your friend's comment as rude. Negative emotions are most likely to be followed by false memories. Emotion-related formation is in the amygdala. We also remember things more vividly when strong emotion is attached to them. This is called a flashbulb memory. Now let's move on to recognizing false memories. Did you know that hearing memories can be contagious? Let me explain. Imagine you and your friend are eating lunch together. Your friend starts a conversation about how the girl on your old soccer team was very rude. At first, you might be slightly confused because you remember the same girl as being kind and energetic. After asking questions and hearing your friend's stories about the girl and the rude comments towards her, you may also remember the girl as rude. Your memory is altering. Now, if your friend remembered the girl wrong, you have now created a false memory. Besides all this being interesting, why is it important? What situations would false memories be a serious issue?
Unfortunately, this becomes a real problem in sexual assault trials. This is particularly relevant in cases involving children, in cases where people recovered their abuse as a child. So, we all have memory construction errors here and there, but we should keep these things in mind. Now, back to my story. Do I really remember walking through the gardens, or is that just a contagious memory? You decide.